Hello, dear English lovers. Welcome back. Si es la primera vez que me visitas, te invito a suscribirte y a pulsar la campanita de las notificaciones. In today's video, I'm interviewing my colleague Milena Araque. She's a Colombian teacher who is currently working in the United States. We also used to be classmates at the university a long time ago. She will be telling us about her teaching experience, especially during the pandemic. Keep watching! Hello, Milena. Welcome to Speak Up, Judy. How are you doing today?
Hi, Judy.
Tell us where you are from and where you live now.
I'm from Bucaramanga in Colombia. I've lived there for 25 years. And right now I'm living in North Carolina in the USA. And the town is Selma.
And since when have you lived there?
Since 2017. It's been 3 years.
Tell us a little bit about your job. What do you do there? Do you belong to any special program? What are your duties? And what's the name of the place where you work?
I came with a program called Participate Learning. It used to be called VIF. I guess that's the one it's more known, the name. I came here to teach Spanish, but now this year I'm teaching English and Spanish to 4th graders. So my job is being the teacher, a dual language teacher. One day I teach Spanish, the other day I teach English to ESL students or newcomers. There are kids that have just arrived to the USA and don't know any English. And here, I don't have the opportunity to teach the formal part of the language as such, because what I have to teach is the common core subjects. So I have to teach math, reading, social studies, science in Spanish or in English. So I have to teach, for example, if there is grammar or vocabulary, it's embedded into the reading lesson.
Is that a primary school?
Oh yeah, it's an elementary school. The name is Selma Elementary. Actually, I have the shirt today. They give us some shirts.
Okay, Milena, tell us, why did you decide to go there?
There are 2 reasons. Let's say professionally and personal. A personal reason. So professionally, I wanted to travel. I wanted to know other places. I wanted to open my mind and know that there are different cultures and different points of view. Also, because of my profession, I wanted to learn new teaching methodologies in order to apply with my students too. And the most important, because I wanted to improve my listening skills and the vocabulary. Because for me, it was very hard. Coming here was the only way that I was forced to speak English and forced to understand people. Personally, also because I wanted a way to help my parents easier, that I could send money home.
All right. I'd like to know what aspects you found the most challenging at the beginning when you were adapting to your new lifestyle.
People, it's hard to say, but it's like they're not as affectionate as we are. So
really?
Yes, it's like, I don't know, you like hugging your friends and saying hi and bye, and when you see someone, you stop and talk to them for a little bit and then you leave or something. Here, even at work with your coworkers, they just go through you, pass next to you, and they don't even look at you. You have to understand that that's the way they are. The weather, because I am not tolerant to cold weather at all. 20, 21 degrees, it's really cold already. And
sure.
being here in 9 degrees or sometimes 0 degrees or minus, it's terrible. I don't even want to leave home during that season. Food, you will always miss your country for that. At least here in North Carolina, it's very hard to find a Colombian restaurant. And in terms of language, it was really hard. I guess that was the hardest part because of the southern accent that they have here in North Carolina. There's a lot of people that have a very strong accent.
Okay, now we are going to talk about a little bit more aspects related to the last months during the pandemic. Yes?
Okay.
So let's talk about these last months in your school. For instance, what actions did the administrators take since the beginning of the outbreak. Can you tell us how the experience was at the beginning? When did you start changing your routines, and when did you start seeing all the changes in your daily life as a teacher?
Okay, I remember the exact date. It was March 13th. It was a Friday. So that was the last time I had students in my classroom. That was the last time we had the face-to-face lessons. That day we were just teaching the students, and while we were teaching, we got an email saying today is the last day. You're doing the face-to-face. We're going remote now because of the outbreak and everything. So that day we had to say goodbye. We had to start telling the kids, wait for phone calls because we still don't know what we're gonna do. That's when everything started. So that day we said goodbye and we never saw each other again face to face. I guess actually no, that following week nothing happened. It was like a break because nobody knew what we had to do. The county was in meetings, the principals, the administrators were in meetings trying to figure it out. And then the next week is when we started calling parents, telling them that it was going to be remote, so we needed their emails, their students' emails, asking who needed a Chromebook or who needed, because some students don't have computers. The town where I am is a very poor town, and the kids that I have are very poor, and most of them are like immigrants whose parents are illegal. They don't have so much money. Some of them don't even have a home. They live in their cars. So it's a very hard situation here too. But the good thing is that the school was providing the tools for them. So we had to call parents and tell them, does your kid have a computer? Does your kid have, I don't know, an iPad or something where he can do remote lessons? If they said no, the school provided a Chromebook for them. And if they didn't have internet at home, they gave them a hotspot. That is like a cell phone with internet to connect the computer. They were giving a lot of chances and a lot of resources.
Now that you are mentioning resources and tools, what are the online tools that you have been using during this pandemic? How do you work?
Right now, with everything remote, and with all of them having the chance of use the hotspot, having Wi-Fi, having computers, what we're using first is Class Dojo. It's an app to communicate with parents. There you have all the students, all the parents, and you just send messages so that they don't see your phone number. You just text them by that app. And you can post, it's like a Facebook for parents. You can post your story, you post pictures of the kids working, you post any news, and then there is a chat part where you can talk to parents too. And for instruction, we use Google Classroom, is the main one. That's where we add all the assignments. We use Google Slides. We use games like Kahoot, quizzes, Quizlet, or like trivia games to get them engaged. Well, YouTube is a great tool. I even use Paint sometimes to show kids how to do things, like in a video call. Like I share my screen and I show them how to do things. We use Google Meets to talk. Like for the video calls, we use Google Meets. We're not allowed to use Zoom. Actually, I think we're working now like 3 times more than what we used to work. Because during the day, you're not only teaching, but mostly what you're doing is answering parents' calls that they can't do anything. They don't know how to use anything. So you're doing technical support all the time because you have to like make video calls with the kids just to tell them, press that button, go to the left, go to the right. They don't know. And in terms of the lessons, they have to be very interactive. And sometimes you need some resources that do not exist. So you have to make videos on your own and upload those videos. So that's what we're doing most of the time. Like I'm recording myself teaching the lesson and then posting that video, putting that on a slide, and then making extra activities, like extra, I don't know, math problems, for example. If I'm teaching a math lesson, then extra math problems. But then you have to look for other ways of collecting data because you also need evidences. So you have to do Google Forms or that use Nearpod to collect their answers, or Padlet, or any other thing in which you can see what the students are doing and that you can grade. For example, for an hour lesson, I can spend like 2 hours planning it.
Yeah. I
So
believe
it is
you.
a lot. Yeah, so it is a lot.
Yeah. So in general, how do you feel about these conditions and guidelines these days?
I feel the administrators at school, I feel good, and I feel they have been very supportive because they know what it is like to have a lot of work, and now they're trying to help us as much as they can with coaches or something. But it's disappointing that the highest people, like the county, like the offices that like are in charge of all the schools, don't understand what we're doing, and they want us to go back to face right now, and they have been fighting for that. And well, it's not actually face to face, it's like a mix. We have to do face to face. The students that want to be face to face come to school. The ones that don't want to come to school, they do remote learning. So it's like we have to teach to both. So it means we have to plan lessons for the students that come face to face and plan lessons for the ones that stay remote. So it's like if we only remote, we're having loads of work. Now I cannot imagine having face to face kids and remote kids. So it's like a little bit disappointing, because what they say, that's the teacher's job. You know that what you have to do. But no, like, we love teaching and we love what we do, but it doesn't mean that we're gonna sacrifice all our time.
Do you have to go to school these days? Some
Oh
days?
yeah, I have to go. Yeah, I have to go. But right now we're remote only with the kids. They had a meeting and they decided that we're gonna do remote until October 15th. So they extended that time, but after that, we don't know what's going to happen. But still, we have to go to school.
Well, now let's talk about Colombia. After all this experience, what do you feel when you think of your country?
I miss my family most of all. Like, that was the hardest thing, because I was supposed to go and visit my family this summer. And now I cannot go. Probably in December I cannot go either, so it will make like 2 years without visiting them. And in terms of education, well, I feel like everybody's living the same. At least I can understand the situation of public schools and everything, because the school I'm working with is very similar to the public schools in Colombia. The kids are very, very poor. At least here, kids are provided the Chromebook and the hotspot. In my country, they are not.
Yeah, that is the difference.
So this is sad, and well, I don't know, I admire those teachers. Like, if I work hard, I imagine them working harder.
To finish, I want to ask you two things.
Okay.
One, do you think that you will come back to live here again?
I don't know.
Don't know.
The quality of life here is good, and it's better. So it's like I feel I can help my parents more being here than being there.
All right. And finally, what would you say to all the students and teachers in Colombia who are facing a lot of difficulties during this pandemic?
I will tell them, like, hang on, you're not the only ones. Your effort won't be in vain. Like, I admire you for your creativity, your sacrifice, for giving your life for the kids, in the case of the teachers. No matter in which part of the world we are, the struggle is the same. And well, you should be strong for the kids, and I'm proud of all of us, and may God bless us so that we can continue with this beautiful job.
So Milena, thank you very much for your time, all the experience you have shared with us. It was really interesting and enriching to know that we are not alone in this. Everyone is facing the same.
My pleasure.
All right, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and share. See you in a new video. Bye bye.